to talk about anything Marvel Comics TV related. We're going to start off with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And so far, it started a little slow. I think it's picking up a little bit. And I think it has a lot of potential to be awesome. But it's not there yet. It's not even close.
Yeah, I think each episode is improved a little bit.
Yeah.
Characters I found annoying or that just weren't interesting in like the beginning. By now they're each have gotten their moment to shine, and I begin to like care about even characters I didn't care about at all in the beginning.
Yeah,
It's much better.
From the beginning, I think everyone hated Ward, and after this last episode, we were like, okay, he has feelings and stuff. So that was cool, and
I think the more they get into the Marvel universe proper, the more connections they make and everything. I think the better the series will get, and also as they come closer to answering the mysteries like what happened to Coulson, what is Tahiti and everything.
why is it so magical?
Yeah,
I think we all want to know what happened, and that's what's like keeping us there. The main thing that's keeping me there is like I was hoping that maybe some other superheroes will make some cameos. That hasn't really happened yet, but again, it has the potential to be a great show, especially now that they're connecting straight with the new movies that are coming out. They just connected. They did a little crossover with Thor 2. They dealt with the aftermath. I still don't know what happened to the Ice Giant's dog.
that's what I wanted to know.
Which
that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the whole show, but apparently...
I wanted to see Coulson chasing the Frost Giant's dog for a whole hour. That's all I wanted to see.
But we got Berserkers, which was pretty cool, and they mentioned Vibranium, so that was good.
Yeah. And we also got some very exciting news recently that Netflix has signed a deal with Marvel that they're doing 4 series. Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones, which is going to lead into a mini-series for the Defenders, which was just very exciting news.
Yeah, that was a good day for all of us. We were very hyped.
I don't know about you, but I mean, if John Goodman's not the Kingpin,
we're really hoping for John Goodman.
He's got to play something in
being the Kingpin. John Goodman will be perfect. He will be so good. Just take your time right now. Think about it. Close your eyes and picture it. It would work.
But just the idea of these like 12-issue seasons of Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and because it's Netflix, you're getting them all at once. You can just watch them if you want to watch them one night. You can just run through them and everything.
Like that was the main thing. I was talking to Jarryd about this, and I was like, I'm upset that they're not doing a Daredevil movie, and he was like, it doesn't matter because we're getting like a 12-hour Daredevil movie, which is awesome. A lot of Daredevil is good. Daredevil is the shit. And then we're getting Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist, and then Jessica Jones. And if they do the Alias introduction of Jessica Jones, it's going to be mad fun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go find out. Go find out the Jessica Jones origin on Google right now. Just put it up and...
We'll wait for you. Just go.
Yeah, please.
And a lot of the other excitement is just even Daredevil's like side characters, because with Daredevil you get Elektra, you get Bullseye, you get Kingpin, you get Ben Urich. There's this whole world that they can build with like the ninja, the hand, and everything. And there's just so many like epic storylines that you can tell in this like 13 episode season that could be like just one whole storyline that runs 13 hours.
And mind you, all this is connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So at any time, these guys can show up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They can show up in a Marvel movie. And hopefully the reason why they're doing this is to, 1, expand their universe. And 2, once the inevitable Infinity Gauntlet movie happens, all of them are going to get together. And we're really excited about that.
I mean, if Thanos appears and he's got the Infinity Gauntlet, and then the Avengers are there, and they're all down, and then Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist just come out as the Defenders. That's just an amazing possibility.
And we're getting a Doctor Strange movie soon, so hopefully that has something to do with the Defenders, because in the comic books, I think he was the one who came up with them. Who united them. But yeah, we're really excited about the future of Marvel TV. Even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still a little slow, but it's gonna connect to Winter Soldier. Hopefully, maybe we'll see Steve Rogers make an appearance in the show. which would be awesome. It would answer some questions about, do the Avengers know that Agent Coulson is alive or dead?
Or is Agent Coulson an LMD?
Something to think about for a while. Or, is Crossbones Ward's older brother? There's a lot of things that are keeping us on our toes while we watch these shows. Yeah.
And another exciting thing about the Netflix deal is just the fact that these characters are coming together in the end in this like Defenders miniseries, which is like almost comparable to like a street level Avengers team, and just to see them how they like connect and how their different shows connect, and then what they come together to face should be really exciting. A couple of years of TV.
And I believe that if this works out, we might get maybe Midnight Suns with Ghost Rider, Blade, Punisher. The same way we're getting Defenders, we might get Midnight Suns. So
I could definitely see in like a future second season with Blade, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight. There's so many possible like street level characters that they can just take and use in this like 12 episode format.
Yeah, looking forward to it. This is all for Infinity Gauntlet. We need Adam Warlock. I want to throw that out there. We really need Adam Warlock. Marvel.
All right, so we're now, a couple years removed from the end of Smallville.
Yeah, Smallville is officially over.
Well, not officially. It's still running in the comics, but DC...
In my heart, it's over.
Yeah. DC has moved on from Arrow. I'm sorry, DC has moved on from Smallville with now Arrow.
With great sadness. I miss Smallville a lot.
I have yet to watch Arrow, most because I couldn't get into Smallville. But you gents have. Sell me on Arrow before we even expand this.
Okay. See, a lot of problems that people have initially with Arrow is that it's on the CW. So they
that is one
see
of my
that channel and, they immediately go, oh, God, teen angst and emo music and, Smallville. But let me be the first to tell you that this is the best CW, WB, whatever that channel wants to go by, television show that I've ever seen. I mean, I haven't been this excited to watch a show on CW since Batman Beyond aired on a Sunday. Seriously, it really, like, every Wednesday night, I'm just giddy to watch this show.
It's essentially, it's a young Oliver Queen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do they start with him on the island?
What we do is we have the Lost format of we have current day events, which is where the show primarily takes place, and then we have flashbacks to the island, kind of like a reverse Lost in a way. So what we're seeing is Ollie's return from the island. That's where the show starts. And then what we're doing in the flashbacks is we're seeing how he was forged on this island to be a superhero, to be like this larger than life character, and it takes a psychological turn to some sense. It's still the CW, so there's some melodrama that's going to be involved. But really, where it succeeds is that it hits those emotional beats well, and it follows the comic book lore so precisely. And when it does take these like little skirts off into just creating its own lore, it's fun. It's nice seeing these interpretations for certain DC characters that you really didn't ever expect to come on the show. I mean, some of the villains are one-noted and mishandled. Like, one that always just points out into my head was the Firefly episode. Oh, yeah. That was just, it was, a villain of the week type of deal where they just threw in this villain that they could cannon fodder for Ollie so that he can continue to forge himself.
Well, that works with Firefly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's essentially the kind of character
that he is. You don't expect this, like in a Spider-Man show, you don't want Shocker to be the mastermind or anything or the endgame. But the way
Royal Flush
King, that was cool.
That was
cool. Wow, they touched on Royal Flush King.
They're doing the Merlins. As you delve deeper past season 1, we're starting to see the League of Assassins. Yep. Okay. So of course, if you're going to that territory, you're going to see Ra's al Ghul. They mention him, Talia al Ghul.
They mention the daughter of.
The Demon's Head. There's a lot of Easter eggs and shout outs to DC characters. What we're seeing is Oliver go from being just this man on a revenge mission to actually finding his purpose, his place in the world. When the show starts out, he's really not a hero at all.
Soft.
He's
super soft. He is a pretty boy, and he's soft, and he will starve because he doesn't know how to do a damn thing on that island for himself.
And then the characters that he's subjected to, you have
Tom Hanks would destroy Oliver Queen on that island.
Well, Tom Hanks also had a
well, he didn't have Wilson, though, so that was kind of unfair.
They both have Wilson.
He did
Slade Wilson.
Slade Wilson. There was a Wilson on both islands.
Well, the other reason, part of the reason why I'm actually here sitting with you guys, and granted, like I said, I'm not watching Arrow, but now DC is branching out. They announced a couple weeks back that they want to do more TV shows, starting with or possibly starting with a Gotham PD type show.
Yes.
Also a Constantine show. What were the other ones?
Our Man.
Our Man is another one, which to me was the most bizarre.
Because such an obscure character, you
Yeah.
would never expect that he would get carte blanche over all the other characters in the DC pantheon. But really, honestly, you're seeing a cohesiveness that in the Arrow television show that you're not seeing in the big budget films.
No.
Really, the seeds for all of these shows that they just announced are being planted perfectly in Arrow. And the way it's all spinning out, it seems natural. Like, you can see how a world where science and mysticism and all of these things come together, all on Arrow.
There's also Flash coming
Yeah,
out.
we're getting the Flash. They've been laying seeds for that. I think that they let a nod in season 1, but I think where they really started to make the push for it was in season 2, where after the show had established itself to be such a success that they wanted to just go all out. And
now, do you get the vibe that this might have a chance, much like how Marvel is doing their deal with Netflix and their Netflix series? Do you think this is going to span out into a larger filmatic universe? Not so much that these characters are going to get films, but possibly even set up storylines and story elements that could be adapted into, say, what DC plans to do with the future of the Justice League, or if Batman and Superman actually works.
I would go so far as to say is that, honestly, I feel that the way that they've been going on Arrow and the liberties that they've been taking, that it would make sense. It wouldn't make any sense if they wouldn't, honestly, because they have so much established already that there is essentially no character that I can't see being introduced on that show. At all.
Well, okay. Real quick, let's just talk about what we know about, say, let's start with the Gotham show.
Well, we do know that it's not going to have very much Batman in it.
No, almost no. Probably no Batman.
But see, because that was one of the things that DC didn't want to do. They didn't want to.
They didn't want a Smallville Batman.
Yeah, they didn't want to bring in Batman until he was reintroduced on the big screen.
Yeah.
So I think most of his characters, his rogues, they're kind of being left, off to the side. But now there's talk that Nightwing may possibly show up on Arrow.
Yeah.
When they've mentioned Bloodhaven on the show already.
Yeah.
So we've seen it. It wouldn't be too far fetched, and with them going with an older Batman in the movie the cinematic universe, there's really no reason why Nightwing wouldn't already have a career.
No, what I'm talking about is now the Fox produced series, which it can't really.
I honestly don't see how they would intertwine that with the CW show.
And what I'm saying is with the way they're setting it up, it almost, ideally, it almost sounds like it's going to be a Gotham Central type show, where essentially it's following a young Jim Gordon and probably several other detectives. Hopefully, we'll see Harvey Bullock and Renee Montoya. And they've made mention that they're going to introduce the smaller Batman villains that probably would never make it onto the big screen. Kind of like what Beware the Batman kind of did.
Yeah.
Where you'll have like Professor Pig.
Who else showed up on that show? I think that was like the only episode that I saw of that show.
I only saw the Anarchy show, and that show was just it was unfortunate mess because it came at the worst possible time.
Because DC has always put so much stock into their animated universe that now that they're moving it more to the direct DVD area, it looks like they want to go in headfirst into the live action television series.
Yes.
And honestly, Arrow is a great start.
Okay.
It's a fantastic start. And like I said, we have Our Man coming out of that, and he's of course a superhero that can see just vaguely into the future.
And they could also potentially play with the Our Man name through its format if the show is
an hour
long.
Exactly.
That would actually be pretty clever.
24 of the superhero universe.
It would be a 24 type series. And then lastly, before we run out of time, Constantine. Do you think it's going to have any sort of connection to the Guillermo del Toro series film? And do you even think the Guillermo del Toro film of Justice League Dark is going to happen?
Well, with the way that they're talking about it, that they're saying that they want it to be like it won't happen unless it's a part of the greater cinematic universe. I feel like it's definitely in the right direction. Because that's obviously a creator that his name alone attracts a crowd.
That's what excited me.
Exactly.
I was like, Guillermo del Toro doing Justice
comic
League
books.
Dark?
Look what he did with Hellboy,
Yes.
And that was a lesser known IP, and basically what he's doing now is he's getting all of these other lesser known IPs that fall into that same realm, and he can, if anybody can do it, he can do it.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this up right here. But we'll definitely touch more on this when we learn more information on these shows.
Definitely.
All right, thanks guys.
All right.